I'm going to show you how to make your own cartoon using only 3 programs. This is what we're going to be making.
You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe.
I'm glad we could share this moment together.
What have you been up to lately?
The usual fighting bad guys, saving the world, you know, boring stuff.
So the first thing I do is go into Gemini. Now I'm going to ask them to design my own original character. You can do this a couple ways. You can draw your own character and then send it to Google Gemini, or you can have it create your own. For this video, I'm just going to create my own. Usually I like to draw my own character, put it in Google Gemini so it's my own, but you can also generate your own. So I'm going to ask Google Gemini to generate a character for me, and this will be the character in our animated video. You can choose what style you want. If you want 2D, just tell Google Gemini, I want it to be 2D. If it's 3D, just tell Google Gemini, I want it to be 3D. For this video, I'm gonna do 2D. Awesome, so I have my character. And now, I'm gonna ask Google Gemini to do a full body picture of her. Awesome, so we have this character, this image, and now I'm going to download it and save it. Now that we got this character done, I'm going to do a second character. So I'm going to do this. Awesome, now we have this and it's already in full style, so we can just download this. Now that we have our 2 characters, for this scene I only have 2 characters. You can generate as many characters as you want. For this video I'm going to stick with 2. Now let's say we want the background to be different, because you see it made like an automated background. We can change that background. So to change the background, we just put this in here. Awesome. Now we can just describe the background as much as you want. But before we do that, we're going to say, while keeping character the exact same. Now let's see what kind of background we want. Let's see, let's put her in a coffee shop. Awesome, now she's inside of a coffee shop. Now we're going to start using keyframes, where basically we make a storyboard by generating image for each scene. So because she's walking into the coffee shop, we're going to say, awesome, so now she is walking. I kind of like her arms up, so I'm going to keep it, but if I wanted to change it, I would just say, now make her arms down. So this is going to be our first image. We're going to download that. Alright, so now she is walking towards us. And now we're going to bring in this character. So when you do get a weirdly looking image like this, which does happen sometimes, the AI is not perfect. The best way to fix this is to honestly just like open a brand new tab or start a brand new window. Go to Google Gemini and hit brand new chat. And then it's best to start from scratch, because what I honestly notice is that when I try and say, basically regenerate this image, so there is a wall behind them with a menu. how you can see how like it made the weird one, and after it made this weird looking image, I said regenerate this image, so there was a wall behind them with a menu. It kind of made the same thing again. So whenever you get stuck with these weird looking generations, just open up a brand new window or just start a new chat. Go to a new chat and then bring in your original character. And then now we can start over and then we say have this. In my experience, always helps the best when you start getting stuck with these weird looking generations. There we go. So now we have our coffee shop. And we can download this here. Awesome. So whenever you get stuck with weird generations like this, I always just start a new chat and then start with the original base I have and then re-describe the image in a different way. It helps a lot. So now we want two characters in the same scene. So I'm going to take in this character. You can drop in multiple files at once. So I put in the female character here, and then I put in the male character here, so now they're both in here. And I'm going to say have as you can see, this kind of looks a bit awkward, so I'm going to see if I can regenerate it. And again, for best results, I'm just going to start a new chat. Starting a new chat always helps when you get stuck in the weird looking generation pictures. And now I'm going to re-explain the picture again. So I'm going to say so I'm going to download it because it's pretty good. So now that we have both of these characters, we're going to generate another image. Show. Thank you. Right, yeah, you can see how we have kind of a very weird looking generation where she's kind of through the table. So we start a new chat. And then we try and re-explain the picture again. Alright, it regenerated the picture, and now we have a really good looking one. So I am going to download this. I'm going to generate two images of a front view of their face up close. Awesome, so now we can download this. Now we're going to do the same thing with the male character. Now what I'm going to do, so I kind of already have the storyboard in my head. I'm going to pull in both of these images. I'm going to say yeah, so this is kind of a interesting generation. So again, I'm going to do new chat because that helps. Awesome, so we have a good one there. So we're going to download this, save it. But you can see how they're kind of walking into the coffee shop, which isn't necessarily what we want. So we have to generate the image again. Usually I do a new chat. So where I'm going to actually save this, I'm saving this image because I actually really like their positions. So since I really like their positions, I'm going to go ahead and save this. And again, Whenever I get stuck in a weird generation image, I just hit new chat. Bring in the picture that I'm walking, and now I'm going to say a slightly different version to help the AI. Generate an image of these two characters walking outside. Awesome! So now they are walking outside, and I really like this image actually, so I'm going to save it, download it. And now what we have is we have a still image for each scene. So now that we have a still image for each scene, I am going to go to Grok. I'll go to Imagine. So now we are in the Imagine version of Grok, and this is what we're going to use to animate. So you see this here, this little attach file. We click this and we're going to attach each image into Grok. Now currently Grok does have a free version to generate videos. So yes, you can make videos for free with Grok's image to video generator. Grok Imagine and various third-party tools use it for free access. There are daily limits though. So if you're using the free version, there may be daily limits where you can generate a certain amount of videos in Grok. But currently, at the current moment, yes, you can generate videos for free. So since there is a free version, I'm going to use that free version. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit attach, and I'm going to do upload a file. Now I'm going to find the first image we created. I'm going to click that, hit open. So it's going to start automatically generating the video, but here where we do type to customize video, this is where we're going to type the character shown walks forward. And then we have it generated. Awesome. And as you can see, we now have her walking forward. And you might notice how she kind of does this weird, creepy, horrifying neck, weird body turn. But that's okay, because what we can do is when we start editing the video later, we can cut out and crop out anything that looks weird and unusual. Now this is the free version. The paid version of Grok is a lot better. I've used the paid version myself. But for free, this is also really good. I really like this, so I'm going to go ahead and download this video. Hit download. So now we are going to start our next scene. You're going to hit the back arrow. And now we're going to do the same process again with our next image. Again, go to attach, upload a file. Here we go. Here's our second image. And it's going to start generating automatically. I really like this one. So when you put a picture in, Grok is going to start automatically generating, but don't worry about that because even while it's generating, you can type in a custom video, and if it finished generating before you typed it in, you would just type in whatever you wanted and hit make video and you would regenerate it. So I'm going to download this. Do hit the back arrow, file, upload a file. This is our next one. And generate it. Oh, actually we can still use this one because what I can do is I can crop out anything that looks kind of weird. So I am going to download this at the coffee shop. So I'm going to go back Open it. Type what you want. Awesome. I really like this one, so I'm going to download and save it. Oh yeah, so Grok will, sometimes it will automatically add like voices. So if I click this,
Glad we could share this moment together.
You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe.
I'm glad we could share this moment together.
So now we're going to do another image. So we're going to go back, click here, upload a file, and you just kind of repeat this process for like every image you generated in Google Gemini. Click this.
What have you been up to lately?
Go up to here, upload a file. Awesome.
The usual, fighting bad guys, saving the world, you know, boring stuff.
Go here, upload the other image. Now I'm going to say these two characters laugh together and then stand up. Upload a file. These two characters walk out the door. Now I am in CapCut and I am going to transfer all of the videos we made in Grok into CapCut. Great, now that I am in CapCut, I can start video editing. So the first thing I'm going to start is by putting each of these videos in. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to change the ratio to the one I want. So I'm going to do 16:9. I'm going to scale in to get the same. There we are. So scale in as much to the video as you need. There we go. I like that beginning scene. Scroll in to get the desire we want. And see how here it looked kind of awkward. So I'm going to cut out everything that looks awkward. Just cut out like the awkward part. There we go. Split it here. And then delete the beginning. Really just kind of like editing it so it looks good. There we go. I like that. Scroll in. And it's starting to look pretty good already. Awesome. Again, zoom in. Zoom in here.
Together.
What have you been up to lately?
Zoom in here. Perfect. Now let's see how this all looks together. Now, what you might notice is sometimes the music is a little bit off cue, and sometimes the talking, like how when she mentions the cafe, if you listen closely, it can sound a little bit off.
You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe.
See how it sounds a little bit off? So what I like to do is, just because the music, the soundtrack, and all the other sounds are so important, what I like to do is I actually like to mute this track. And after I mute the track, I add all the sound visuals myself. Now, here's the thing is I actually really like how their voices sound for the most part, but the music kind of seems a bit off to me. And CapCut has a feature where you can change your own voice. And because I want to keep emotion in the voice, what I like to do is I like to record what they're saying on Audacity, kind of like voice acting. And then I put my voice into an MP3 file, put it to CapCut, and then use voice changers in CapCut. So I'm going to do that real quick. So I am going to unmute this real quick so I can see what they're talking, what they're saying. Okay, so she says, you know, I've always loved coming to this cafe. So I listen to what they say and I make a script of everything they say so I can just read it out loud into Audacity, record my voice, and then upload it to CapCut. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm just going to watch all of this, type down what they're saying, and then read it out loud. I can see everything they're saying now. So now I'm going to mute the soundtrack and then voice it myself. Open up Audacity. Now, as the video plays, I'm going to record myself talking. Hit record on here. You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe. I'm glad we could share this moment together. What have you been up to lately? The usual, fighting bad guys, saving the world, you know, boring stuff. Awesome. Now that I have this recorded, I'm going to save it to an MP3 file. And now that I have that, I'm going to pull it into my media. Alright, perfect. Now, while keeping the original track muted, I'm going to pull this in. So now what I'm doing is I'm cropping the video or extending clips to make sure it matches the pace I talk. And I'm going to duplicate this because we have 2 people laughing. Awesome. Now I'm going to rewatch this and make sure the voices line up. You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe. I'm glad we could share this moment together. What have you been up to lately? The usual, fighting bad guys, saving the world, you know, boring stuff. Nice. Now it is time to change the voices so everybody doesn't have the exact same voice. So what I first do is I watch the video, and as I watch, I split the clips. You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe. So now I'm here and I'm going to split it. And once I split the clip, it becomes separate. I'm glad we could share this moment together. Awesome. So now I'm going to go to the first clip and find the female voice I like. So go here. CapCut has this feature with voice changer. Go to here, voice characters. And I try and find the one that sounds the best. So I'm trying out Jessie here.
You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe.
Alright, so now I have the voices changed, so this is what it sounds like.
You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe.
I'm glad we could share this moment together.
What? And then we pick the same voices for each character.
Have you been up to lately?
Do the voice character.
Dual fighting bad guys, saving the world, you know, boring stuff.
It's great, so if you don't have voice actors, you can still have each character have their own original voice. This is what it sounds like all together.
You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe.
I'm glad we could share this moment together.
What have you been up to lately?
The usual, fighting bad guys, saving the world, you know, boring stuff.
Nice. Now that I have everything set, I'm going to remove the text up here since I no longer need it. And now I'm going to add in all the soundtracks. So I am very careful to make sure I use copyright-free soundtracks. So I'll go to like YouTube and then I'll look up copyright-free soundtracks that I think match the video's tempo really good. So I'm going to do And now that I've found music that I like, and again, it's royalty free, now download it to MP3. And now that I have that, I put it into CapCut Media. And now I added my music.
You know, I've always loved.
So now that we have the music and the voices, now we have to add in all the background noises like steps, the coffee mug, people in the background. It makes it feel so much more alive. So what I do is I watch the video, and then as the video plays, I ask myself what's happening in the background. So right now she is walking. So I know I'm going to have to find soundtrack of somebody walking. I like this one, so I'm going to copy it. Awesome, I got the footsteps. Now I'm going to continue watching, see what else I need. Alright, so sipping coffee and then putting it back down on the table. Now that I got all the soundtracks I need downloaded, I'm going to put them in my media in CapCut. Here, cup on table. So he puts the cup down right about here. Very subtle. Awesome. Now in CapCut, I like to do like finalizations, or I like to go in here and go to effects and do neat things to make it look better, like the sun effect. Adding the sun effect on top of here looks pretty good. Nice. Now I am going to add in captions. I go to captions here. These are optional, but I like to add captions into my videos, and we hit generate. Make it a bit smaller. I want to change. Oh, that looks pretty nice. Find one that looks good. And animating the captions helps the visuals. Let's see how this looks all together.
You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe.
I'm glad we can share this moment together.
What have you been up to lately?
The usual fighting bad guys, saving the world, you know, boring stuff.
Awesome, let's see how it is.
You know, I've always loved coming to this cafe.
I'm glad we can share this moment together.
What have you been up to lately?
The usual fighting bad guys, saving the world, you know, boring stuff.
Awesome, and now you have just made your very own 2D animation. And what you can do with this is you can like turn your comics into animations, you can turn your writings, your stories into animations, so it's a great way to show your creativity. I hope this tutorial helped a lot, and see you again. Thanks for watching.
Up to lately?
The usual fighting bad guys, saving the world, you know, boring stuff.